Hey there, and welcome to another Monday live stream. My name is Shane Olson, and today we're going to be continuing sculpting on this feller right here. And I always wanted to finish him and put him in a pose and give him the fish. Should be good. Just got to change the title here. There we go. All right. Hopefully this is going well. Hey, Mark. I was like, did the stream go to the right place? What's going on? Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Let's get on with this guy, shall we? Okay. How you guys doing? So I'm thinking about posing him and then sculpting the fish. What do you guys think about that? So let's check our geometry. It's pretty low. Looking good. Oh, except for the head. All right. Not that it matters, but let's ZRemesh his head. Good. What's up, Sammy? The right place is Maxon. Good question. Okay, I think I'm going to leave his ears unattached. And let's ZRemesh him. Then I kind of want to give him some lower eyelids. Okay. So let's do ZRemesher. Yeah, keep groups is fine. Let's go like 1000 maybe. See what that gives us. That's pretty good. I like that. Fake Monday? Why is it fake Monday? Hello. Because you're in New Zealand? Okay. So I can add some real subdivision levels to that. Yesterday. How's the future? Okay. So this is what the head looks like. And we got a group, the nose is a group, and well, let's give him lower eyelids before we do this. Sculptris Pro. And okay, what is our deal here? Okay, turn that off. And we got adaptive size. Okay. That's better. Hey, what's up, Chuck? How are you doing? The future is better than you expected? Is that what you're trying to say? That's good. I'll keep this sharp. Kind of add geometry around the eye so we can get it a little tighter here. Guess that's as small as we can go without making our character larger. Okay, that's all right. Now we're going to use pinch to pinch the lower eyelid up and around, kind of like this. Thanks, Javier. How are you? Back home for Thanksgiving break. Still have the ringing Project Maya fun. Hello from Belgium. Hello, welcome. We have a place here in Utah that's called Waffles and Frites. And they have the best Belgian waffles I've ever had ever. When will you make the move to 2024? I don't know. I have it. I have it installed. But I'm not sure because I use I have a bunch of students that use 2022, and so I tend to stay in there so I can open files from other students. So it's more of a habit than anything. Okay, that's fun. I like that. Hey, what's up? Nice to see this one again, looking great. Thanks. Okay, I want to kind of close this off too. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, you got to move the. Speaking of which, I need to make a new startup file for 2024 with new stuff. Okay, let's transparent that so I can actually see what's happening here. Yeah, they updated the knife brush. It looks pretty wild. I haven't played with it too much, just a little bit. Okay, now that I have this, I think I want to use a remesher. Well, I'm going to make some polygroups and then I'll remesh it. Oh yeah, these squared off fingers. It's totally possible to make square fingers. Don't be afraid. You're not stuck with rounded fingers. All right. Yeah, 24 will open older files, but 22 won't open 24. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. Okay, so let's duplicate this. This head, just so I have the original. And I hide it. Yeah, thanks, Neil. So, you guys, if you've been thinking about joining the 3D Character Workshop and you've been waiting for a deal, now's the time. I'm running my Black Friday special early this year, a week early. In fact, I started it last Friday, and I'm going until Cyber Monday, as they call it. So from last Friday until next Monday. It's a whopping $200 off right now. So yeah, if you've been waiting, sitting on the fence, waiting to hop in, come join us. Now's a great time. And then it'll go back up to the regular price after Monday. So if you have any questions about the course, let me know here in chat. I'd be happy to tell you about it. There's a lot of my students in here that are hanging out. Can also answer questions. Thanks, Chuck. Appreciate it. Okay. I'm going to try this without keeping groups just to kind of see what it gives me first. And then, do I want to do that? No. I'll just make groups. I was like, should I try it? Should I? Because sometimes it does better when you don't force it to do groups. So, okay, what we're going to do is mask this interior of the mouth off. Yeah, okay. And then I'll do the back of the mouth as a different group. Hey Justin, how you doing? Is who dangerous? Am I dangerous? Yes, Lionel is next. So I've been putting that off for way too long. Way too long. And I actually started to push the body over to Character Creator 4. So I want to finish him up and push him over there. Character Creator 4, if you guys don't know what that is, I'll show it here later on the stream. I took my caricature and pushed it over there. Hey Will, welcome. Yep, so Lion-O is next. That's my next thing. So let's see, group, auto groups. Well, I don't want to auto group this. I want to hide the nose first. Okay, now auto group this. Auto groups will put any island in its own group. So it's going to put the head in the group and then the back of the mouth in another group. Like so. Now this darker area you see here, that's just coming from the Sculptress Pro. Okay, so now I have a group at the back of the mouth, one for the interior. I can do one more. Let's hide everything except for the yellow. I can do one more ring around the outside of the mouth. That's always good to do. Now, when you're doing this, you just want to make sure that you go all the way up to the edge. Don't leave any rogue polygons as a different color, because that will really mess up your ZRemesher. Okay, so now he's got this loop ring mouth, and let's do the same thing with the eyes. Let's make some rings for the eyes. So let's do a little bit larger than that. Did I? Okay, let's hide this. Are we going to learn how to finalize the character for gaming? Yes. Are you in the class right now, Amir? If you're not, yes, I have two characters that I take all the way to game character. 2 full characters. Including UVs, retopology, baking maps. And in one of the characters I use Substance Painter to finalize it. And with the player, you can watch it back at 1.5 speed or two times speed, so it goes quicker because it's like 66 hours of content. Because I live streamed it in the beginning. Yep, the full thing. The full thing. I can show you here in a second. One of them is slides, if you prefer to learn that way, and the other one, so it's like shorter videos, scripted slides, but there is, with that one, there is time-lapse videos, and some people don't like time-lapse. They want to see it live for some reason, like real time, and that's what the other one is. The other one's real time. So you have both options there. Okay. So now we have these rings. And then we can, I'm going to duplicate it one more time, just so we have the before, and then we can save it. It's always good to save before doing big things like remeshing. Okay. Yep, but you will be nice. Thanks, Mr. Digitalworks. That's awesome. Yes, it does come with some stuff. You can follow along in Blender. You can actually follow along in Nomad if you want to. How long ago was the stream? A couple, maybe like a year ago, I want to say. Was it 2 years? I don't know. You guys help me out. How long has it been? I can't remember. It's been a while. But all the same stuff is, it's still relevant. There's a few new things, but for the most part, it's still relevant. Okay, I'm gonna Mr. Digitalworks. I'm gonna copy that quote if you don't mind. I love it. Thank you very much. And also, Mr. Digitalworks, if you wouldn't mind, if you take a second, there's actually a place on the dashboard in the course where you can leave a testimony if you feel you want to. I would love it. I would absolutely love it. Don't hear that asked a lot. Oh, how you prefer to learn? Yeah, there's in my, like I said in my course, there's a couple ways. And Sirloin, the latest one, the most recent one, I'm doing that one as it's not live, but it's not scripted. So it's almost like a live stream without an audience. So it's quicker. I'm not answering questions, but so that's a third way to learn. All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it a lot. Okay, so let me just go here. This is my website. My website, can I do it? Okay. I'm trying out Opera this instead of Google Chrome. It's an interesting browser. This is my main website. If you want to grab my brushes, I give them away for free, and my user interface and my my custom menu. All of that stuff is free. I know it just says free brushes, but it also comes with my user interface and everything. So you can grab that there. Log in here. Go to my library. Somebody was asking about their library and how to access it, but you just go here. And when you buy the course, this is all the stuff it comes with. So this is the main workshop. You can work your way through it right here. And then this is the older one. This is the one I recorded. I think it's been 5 years, maybe 6. Before they had the gizmo. I do have a lesson on how to use the gizmo in here, but this is a full game character from start to finish. And then we have Sirloin right here. So let me click on that and show you what it looks like. See my wonderful face here. But if you, so like here's the initial block out. If you click on this first one, I walk you through how to block this guy out and just kind of work through it. Each one of these are 2-hour videos, so you can see 2 hours right here. And then I take you through doing clothing and armor right here. How to create the accessories, meaning the sword. So, and the scabbard, the sword, both. So some hard surface stuff in there. How to do some detailing work, like the poly paint and the gradients and stuff like that. And then how to do retopology. There's a whole bunch of retopology, how to retop the whole thing for a game character. And then how to do the UVs. So how to UV everything. And then how to bake the maps out. How to prepare them, how to bake them, how to do the normal maps, all that stuff. And then how to use Substance Painter. So another streamer on here, his name is Brendan Bankston. He streams on here as well. But this is Brendan right here. This is me. So yeah, we talk about how to set this up and how to weather it up and yeah, do all sorts of stuff with it. So very cool. How to do leather, chainmail, armor, the whole bit. So yep. This is a full course on how to do that. Go back to the dashboard here, back to the library. There's also down here, there's I used to do live Q&A replays. I don't do them much anymore. So that's why I've lowered the price on it too. And then I have some industry pro interviews right here. And then this is Lino. This is going to be a 3D print character. And so right now I've taken you through all the way to the full block out. So I just need to finish the armor, do the pose, and make him 3D printable. So here's the anatomy. This is what the anatomy in the block out looks like. And I just kind of show you and talk about the anatomy the whole way. So anyway, there's the, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's a lot of content for that much money. So if you're interested, let me know. Was it 4 years ago? Okay. Oh, really, Jace? That's awesome. With the Disney princess character? Have they released that yet? Or something else? Mr. Digital, I wouldn't say that. I wasn't in charge of it. I was the like, what would you call it? The department head for a short time. Yeah. Hey, Caitlin, how are you doing? Good to see you. Okay. Oh, so Chuck, let me show you. Let me show you where it's at. I would love for you guys to leave a testimony. So if you go into the main course, I'll show you. Okay, so here's the workshop. Or if you go in here, log in to your library, into the main character workshop. I should show you this one too. So right here, leave a testimonial, this big blue button right here on your main desktop. That might be in the other ones too. I can't remember. But this one, there's a blockout challenge, like to get you started. This is for early beginners. And there's a stylized anatomy challenge. So I walk you through, and this is using the sirloin anatomy as well, plus some female anatomy in there. How to do hands and heads and all that stuff. And then how to deal with topology inside of ZBrush, like how to do what I'm doing right now with Sculptors Pro and ZRemesher and all that stuff, the ZRemesher pipeline. Then I have this mini bust. People love this mini bust. Basically, it takes you through just how to do this bust. And it's just on a very basic level. So once you get feeling good about this bust, then you can make a full character, essentially, is what that's for. And then how to do stylized fur and hair, and then how to do costuming. We talk there. I have some guest speakers in some of these, and like Paul Gabriel's in this one with the prop training. We talk about how to make a shield, a Zelda shield inside here, or a Link shield, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, that's all the basic stuff of the main character workshop. And then you see it in use with all the other characters. So you take all that knowledge and then put it towards the making full characters. So anyway, yeah, there you go. Yep. Okay, so where'd my pen go? Thanks for letting me go on about the course for a minute. You watch them when you have doubts. You just did the hair one again. Nice. Mainly through Gumroad, but the differentiator with the 3D course is how interactive it is. Not only, yeah, you can also leave comments on all the things, and then I have a very active student-only Discord right now, and there's a sculpt room in there where a bunch of people just hang out and sculpt. It's going almost every day. Yeah, it's super fun. I'm blessed with an amazing community. Okay, so ZRemesher. I can show you that community really fast. I want to see it. So, yeah, it looks like this. Kind of looks confusing, but here's all the topics right here. Neil just put in an announcement that I was going live. Thanks, Neil. And there's this is the character workshop area. There's some off-topic stuff. There's some help stuff. These are the sculpt rooms. And then I also have an accelerator program if you want one-on-one feedback. Well, it's not one-on-one. It's group coaching. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. It's not one-on-one. It's group coaching at a higher level. My acceleration program, you'd get access to that. If you want more information about the acceleration program, please send me an email either through the contact information through my website, or if you're a student, you can direct message me inside of Discord, or send an email to shane.olson@3dcharacterworkshop.com. Okay. So anyway, this is the Discord, and I'm using forums. So there's new forum channels that are really cool. Here, let me pull this open so you can see it. So this is a bunch of student work here that's happening right now, and you can see a bunch of you can see how active it is essentially. So this is somebody going through the course, the main course. Yeah, and this is an acceleration student right here. I can click on this. This is Josh's work, Jazzy. Sometimes he pops in here. Anyway, some very, very good stuff, and it's a safe place to post. You're not going to get ridiculed for your stuff looking like a beginner. You know, it's awesome. Love it, love it, love it. There's your coyote. It looks great. You'd be petrified to get feedback? Oh, that's the first step in getting better. Okay, let's see. Same, no. Let's do poly count. Let's go for 10. I'm one of your students, have been enjoying it. I'm a Full Sail University student, learned ZBrush there. Also, I did not have hard time at all because I'd already learned lots from yours. Oh, nice. Yeah, you know, I get students that either start with me or end with me. You know, like going to schools like Full Sail, either they'll start learning it through me and then they'll decide to go to a larger school, or they'll go to a school like that, feel like they didn't learn enough, and then they'll come back and do my acceleration program. All right. Well, thanks, guys. Jeez. You guys made my day. I'm going to cry. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I try not to do too much selling on here because this is Maxon's website, you know, Maxon's YouTube channel. So, but they allow me to do it and I'm volunteer here. But I don't, since I'm having a Black Friday sale, you know, it's a unique time. Okay, I'm going to try half, keep groups. I'm going to turn the smoothing way down. Ooh, goodness. Maybe not down that far. There we go. That's pretty nice. I'm not a fan of what's happening here is all. But the mouth looks great. And the eyes look great. Let me do a same. And see if it fixes itself. Yeah, there it goes. Well, and then it does this. Oh, you got a Black Friday a couple years ago? Nice. Yeah, I got to call out Brad, man. Brad, I think Brad is here right now, yeah? Brad is the most helpful, genuine dude ever. And he comments on a lot of people's stuff. So thank you, Brad. You're amazing. Okay, I can live with that, I think. Tuchu Magoo, I like that name. How do you make sharp corners in holes like the mouth or corners of the eye socket? I actually don't do corners like that. Instead, I'll do rings and then I'll pull it into a corner to gather it together. Because like a mouth, that's kind of how a mouth works. It's only pinched when it's closed. But when you open it up like a O shape, there's no tight crease in there. So you just kind of gather it together and then you can inflate it to close it really tight in the corners. Okay. Is the nose not sewn in there? That's okay. I don't mind. All right. So now what I'm going to do is divide this up. So subdivide once, twice, 3 times up to about 1 million. Okay, it's so funny every time I say that, subdividing to 1 million. I come from the box modeling world where, you know, 12,000 polys used to be a lot. And now it's like, yeah, just subdivide it up to a couple million. You're good. Okay, so to project the original details onto this new mesh, so this new mesh has nicer topology, and this is sculpting topology, not game topology. If I was going to make this a game mesh, I would actually go take it somewhere else and do some retopology on it. Okay. So I'm going to hide, I'm going to unsolo this, hide everything, show this one and this one, the original. Okay, so now I have both of these showing. Is it this one or this one? I think these are exactly the same. Yeah. Okay. And then you want to select the mesh that you're going to project to, which is this one. And then we're going to do project all with color and geometry. Okay, say always yes to project the color. You guys are a dying breed of lifetime of experience while staying real. Yeah, I try, man, I try. Yeah, I don't know what the future holds, but I'm gonna hang on to it for as long as I can. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay. So now we have projection, and now we shouldn't be able to see any difference between the two. So how you can test this is turn the eyeball off of both of your subtools, and then you can arrow up and arrow down between the two of them. See, there's no difference between the two of them. Right? So if I go up, there's the original with the Sculptris Pro, and there's the other one. So up and down, up and down. When you turn the eyeballs off, it's not going to show them both at the same time. It'll show them one at a time. So that's kind of a little secret to pop between the two of them. So now that I have this remeshed mesh with that's been subdivided and projected, now I can clean it up. So there's still a little bit of faceting that's left over from the Sculptris that got projected as well. This is not very clean on this edge. So now that we have real subdivision levels, we can go in there and clean that stuff up. So let's do that. But first, I'm done with these, so I'm going to delete them so we can clean up our scene a little bit. Okay. Make sure you don't delete the wrong ones. We'll save it, making sure that it's good. Yeah, I feel like I did come from almost the very beginning. I've been doing this since, I want to say 1996 is when I first started dabbling in 3D. I have a hard time finding what I want to sculpt. What is a good way to find what to sculpt? Pinterest. Pinterest is your friend. I love, love, love Pinterest because you can go down a rabbit hole of concept artists there. Okay, so to show everything, I can just hold down Shift and click on the eyeball and it will reveal everything. I'm going to hide that ruler. And now we're back in action. And now we have our head and our ears with nice geometry. I want to check that hat. Yeah, I actually have a Pinterest page that you can go check out. Pinterest, let's see. If you look for me, Shane Olson Art on Pinterest, you'll see it. But I have a board called Inspirational Characters, and it's mostly 2D concepts. Looks like it's busted. Let's reload it all. And so I save all these, and they're all concepts to maybe model one day, essentially. And I have lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of them. And what's cool about Pinterest is you can find one and click into it, like this one, really cool character, right? And then you can see what else that person has done in the same style and other concept artists that are very similar to that. I mean, yeah, sometimes you'll get some AI images popping up here and there, but for the most part, it gives you some really good concept. And that's kind of the rabbit hole you go down with Pinterest. So there you go. Good question. Yeah, this reminds me of my friend Jerome Rampt from Pixar. He's a huge sea fisherman. Let's see. Hide these hands. I don't know what this is. Let's clean this scene up really quick. Make sure, because I want to pose it and I don't want to pose anything that isn't relevant. So I want to keep that, but delete this. Do you recommend to paint over the big shapes over the concept before starting to block it out in 3D? I will do that sometimes. Sometimes it'll help me. I've had enough experience that I don't need to do that as much anymore. But if you're starting out and you really need to get some, you know, anything that's helpful, do that. If it helps you to do a draw over, do that for sure. Okay. And for those of you that are just arriving here, one more time, I'm running a Black Friday sale on my course, my 3D character workshop. It's $200 off until next Monday. That's the biggest sale I have all year on it. Did I delete the wrong one? I might have deleted the wrong one. Hold on a second. I'm going to save this as a new thing and open up an old one. So you can load up several tools at the same time, several models at the same time. So I can load up an older one. Wait a second. Save as. Where are these going? ZTLs. Oh. Okay. So they're up here. Okay, good. This is the older one. Yeah, I'm after these arms. I don't know what happened to them. Okay, so how you can append, like you can go grab a subtool from an older model. You just select that subtool like this. Just select it. Then go to your other model, the one that doesn't have that. Okay, you can see it's not stitched in or anything. This is the block out. And then you go to append. So there's insert and there's append. And the only difference between the two of these is append will put the new subtool right underneath your currently selected subtool. Or sorry, I'm saying it the opposite. Insert will do that. So insert will put it right after the currently selected subtool. Append will put it at the bottom of the list. Okay, that's the only difference. Otherwise, they're exactly the same function. So with these arms selected, I'm going to hit insert, and then you'll see it right here. That's why you want to select it in the other tool first, because you can only bring over one subtool at a time unless you use the plugin. Okay, there's a subtool master plugin where you can bring a whole bunch of subtools in, but we're not going to do that right now. Okay, so now these arms are here, and these are the ones I want to get rid of. So I'm going to delete those. Okay, so now we're back here. And I want to fill this color in. And you'll notice these are capped off because I want to eventually 3D print this guy. So I tend to cap everything off these days. Even like this, it's capped off. That way I know there's no holes or any areas where the resin can get stuck. Did you use ZModeler for what? What are you asking about ZModeler? Did I use it for, I don't know if, I can't remember if I used it on this guy, but I use ZModeler all the time. Let's see. Okay, let me know if I missed any of your questions, because chat's been going crazy today, which I appreciate, so I might have missed them. Okay, so now that we have this, let's go through. I like to order my stuff going from top to bottom. Will you 3D print those arms as parts with keys? Probably as parts. So typically I will key anything that has a different material into another object. So yeah, this is a shirt, this is cloth material, this is skin material. And two different colors. It's just much easier to paint if it's separate pieces. So if this is a different piece than this piece, and I can just paint this arm skin color and then plug it in and it's good. But as far as the shirt being with the overalls, that gets a little trickier. And and I'll probably not separate those out. I would probably key his neck into his body here, and then probably key these boots into his body as well. So then I can just paint these orange and then plug them in. But I'd probably not do that with the, yeah, it'll be more difficult. I could split these bands off and kind of stick them on there, but that gets a little more tricky, a little more work. You're just getting started with ZModeler. It's a lot of fun. It's a little bit different way of thinking that if you're used to traditional modeling and other programs like Maya or CD4. But it's fun. It's fast. Okay. So let's do this. This is a kind of the boring part here. So let's look at his hat. And I want to apply the thickness of this and the subdivision levels. So we're going to go ahead and apply that and make it real. Same with this, apply it, make it real. And then let's see how many subdivision levels these have. So it has 5, and then this ring underneath it has 5 as well. So what that means is I can merge those two together and they will keep the subdivision levels. As long as the number of subdivision levels is the same, it will keep it when you merge. So let's do a merge. Merge down right there. Okay, I don't know what happened with the poly groups, but we can do an auto groups, and there we go. And so now you can see it kept the subdivision levels, and I can rename this. So let's go to rename. Just call it beanie. Okay, now this one is browse, and I'm going to apply this dynamic, because when you go to pose it, you don't want to have any dynamic subdivisions, because what it does, what T-Pose Master does over here when you go to pose it, what it's going to do is it's going to go to the lowest level of your subdivisions that it has, and it's also going to turn off dynamic subdivision. So if you have an eyebrow, say, that's just a single plane, it's going to be harder to pose that and see it, because the single plane might be embedded in the head and you won't see the thickness of the brows. So, hey, Michael, I don't work for Maxon, so I'm not familiar with all of the pricing and everything. So I don't know if there's a discount going from an older version to a newer version. Maybe somebody else could speak to that. Okay, so now this is I want to rename this browse. And then ears, I'm going to keep these separate. And then this is the neck. So back here, the neck. What's interesting? I'll use Maya a lot. Yeah. Now with his neck embedded kind of in here, I'm just going to leave it. I might do like a little t-shirt collar around his neck just to kind of give it a place to live. But for 3D printing, do you recommend that you sculpt the hands open or in the pose first? Honestly, it depends on the pose and how close you want to get it, or if you want to pose him in different poses. If you have several different poses you want to try, it's much better to pose them open. But if you have one singular one, sometimes people will just start from pose if they're going to 3D print it and they're not going to take it into any other poses. So, hey, Lisa, I don't. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I don't believe in orthographic pics, because I feel like the orthographic pictures kind of take away from the life of the character. So I usually just work from a 3/4 view. But when you're first starting out, I would say resist using, if you're find a character that has a turn that's just showing a front and a side, your character's gonna kind of turn out looking square, because you're missing that 3/4 view. Do you have that? Do I have the three, like the image that I'm showing right now? Do I have that? You can find it on the Character Cube Instagram page. This right here at Character Cube. You can go find it there. I don't know if I can't post links on YouTube. I have many students I teach ZBrush, but I have not enough talent and experience. Yeah, that's it. There's a lot to it for sure. Okay, so let's look at this neck. That neck's pretty good, but it has white on the bottom because I used the knife brush. So I'm gonna grab this color and just fill it. Kind of looks like a thumb. Kind of funny. Oh, the eyebrow embedding in the head. Got you. Yep. Yeah, so for posing, what I like to do is I like to get all of my subtools having subdivisions. So every single subtool has subdivisions and it does not have dynamic. So if it does have dynamic, I hit apply. So they all have, because like I said, when you go back and forth, it's going to go to the lowest, and that's what you want. So you want to turn dynamic off. Okay, I didn't go high enough. I'm going to put the beanie up here. Then the head. I didn't see the head, so I got to rename this head. And what is this? This is his teeth. It's funny, I like to rename these teeth. Teeth. And tongue. That's how I say it in my head, so I spell it right. Tongue. Okay, and then ears, and then hands. So you need these hands. Sorry, this is a boring part, but it's necessary. I'm going to put the ears up by the head. Then you got teeth, tongue. I'm going to put the brows up here as well. And then the neck. So all of this is like the head. And then we have the... So I organize them from top to bottom. Like the highest thing in the scene is his beanie. So I'll put that up there. And then his head is the next one down, so I'll put that there. And that way I can go in my list and kind of file through and find stuff much quicker. And then we got the body, or overalls, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it body. Shirt. And then let's put this right here. Call it straps, maybe. You can name it whatever you want, just as long as you name it. Okay, the eyeballs go back up here by the brows, right here. And we'll name those eyes. Thanks, Anthony. I appreciate it. How you doing? And then we got the boots, and then what are these? These are the sleeve ends, so let's put those up here. And I'm just going to rename those sleeves. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. You too. Okay, so this is the top of the boot. So boot top. Then just name these boots. And then soles. But see how they're organized from top to bottom? Like that's how I organize all of my characters, just so I can see it. Now, if you get my ruler file, the ruler serves many purposes. Not only does it measure, but it also takes up the slot on the very top of the subtool menu. If you've ever used ZBrush before, you know that naming your Z tool when you save it actually renames the very top of your subtool list. So that ruler acts as a placeholder that you can just rename it anything you want as you save your file out. So if I save this as a new version, so yeah, let's just go Fisherman 5, say yes. And now this changes to Fisherman 5. Okay, so that way you're not renaming something that's important, which is another good part of the ruler file. If you want my ruler file, I give it away for free over on my website, 3dcharacterworkshop.com. You can do that. Sent you a message on the Discord. Okay. Like, do you want me to look at it right now? Or later? Now or later? Okay. Oh, if I post it, so I can post links? Oh, okay. I didn't know. Okay, let's try it. Dunk. That's the first version of this stream. That work? So that posts on YouTube? Man, I didn't know that. Okay. Neil, anytime you want me to post a link, let me know. We can work together on this. I wonder if I can reach out and ask Maxon to give you posting privileges. I will. I'll look into that. Thank you. Okay. There you go, Lisa. That's for you. That's the beginning of this character and showing you, yeah, where this started from. Okay, so now everything is named. Okay, now it's ready to pose. And I want to check my ruler file to see how tall he is. So he's a good height. His feet are sticking down a little bit lower than the ruler. I want to put him up just a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll mask off the ruler. That's one rule of the ruler, is you never want to move the ruler or scale the ruler itself. Always scale the character to the ruler, never the other way around. Okay, yep, you're welcome, Lisa. Okay. So, need to have the ruler selected, mask it off, and then I turn on these pizza boxes, clear everything out, and then I should be able to move him if nothing is masked. Okay. And then kind of put it like right there, just a little bit above that ruler. That's where I like it. When is your next lesson? I live stream on this Maxon YouTube channel. Well, it's Pixelogic still, but the Maxon YouTube channel every Monday at the same time. So every Monday from 11 a.m. Pacific time until 1 o'clock Pacific time. So that's I think I've been streaming live on here for the last 6 years or something. I don't know what episode this is. A long time. And I also teach an online course called the 3D Character Workshop. See, it's right here. 3D Character Workshop. Go there. I'm doing a Black Friday sale right now. If you're interested, it's $200 off the course. You are 50 people. You should buy my course 50 times. No, but seriously, if you want a bundle for several different people, reach out to me through the contact and I can work something out with you. Okay. So now we have him ready to pose. And we can test posing, but I like to, one more time, let's save it. Okay. And now we can take this and pose him by clicking on this T-pose mesh. And since I had the skin color selected, it fills the entire thing in with skin color. But what happens when you hit T-pose master is, like I said, it puts everything in the lowest subdivision level. And then you want a student discount? Yeah, like I said, it's a Black Friday discount right now. It's $200 off the course right now. So if you want to go check that out, that's probably deeper than a student discount that I've given in the past. Okay. Okay, so this is what we have. Let's turn it off of the skin color. Let's make him gray like this. Gray. I hardly ever pose characters when I do my live streams, so This is a rare thing. Okay. Yep, you're welcome. Okay, so now that we have this, I want to start to pose him. What I usually do is I start from the pelvis and work my way up or down. So in this instance, I mean, his legs are pretty much where they need to be, but I'm just going to rotate his whole body slightly like this. We'll put it in perspective, but turn it down to 85 camera angle. Hey Layla, it's going great, thanks. Thank you. Okay, and then I want to mask off the bottom. Let's go to mask lasso. Hey Leonard, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Hey Morton. Oh dang. Sorry about that. You just bought it? All right. Well, if you want to reach out to me, feel free. So I know how that feels. Okay. So I'm going to tip this down. Yeah, I used to sell it for 1,000 and then I dropped the price. Yeah. Okay. Then so I'm going to kind of tip him down, tip him a little forward. Okay, and then those shoulders down. I'm going to add you on LinkedIn. Okay, I'm over there. Now, posing is all about hiding, showing, and masking more than it is moving stuff around. So I'm just going to hide all these bits like this, and his teeth and his tongue. Okay. And then, oops, mask off his body. Now we just have his head. I actually want to keep his neck masked off as well, just so we can pivot his head on his neck. Okay, so now that we have this, we can click on Alt and then hold down, not hold down, but click on this, go to Unmask Mesh Center, which will center the gizmo in the middle of the head, but I want to rotate it on his neck, not in the middle of his head. So turning from the side, I'm going to move this gizmo right about where the head would pivot on that neck. Okay, so then I can turn his head like this. That's looking about where his head is. Okay. Hey! How you doing, Ashley? Welcome, welcome. A cubed in his house. Thanks. I'm just posing him up now. Did you watch the 2024 pose? Yeah, I'm really excited about that brush. It's super cool. How would you sculpt a Supergirl skirts? But the reference is one of the top of your pin. Oh yeah, that Supergirl. Well, it depends on what the skirt looks like, but typically I will just take a cylinder, like my cylinder from this Insert Multi-Mesh brush, this cylinder, and then I'll just delete the caps off the top and the bottom, and then I'll add some edge loops around the center, and then just move it out. It's really easy to do with that way. Working on. Oh, you're doing Howard now. I can't wait to see that. Okay. So I can't show you how to do that right now because I'm in the middle of posing. But that's kind of how you do it. Okay, so now that his head and his body are pretty much where they need to be, now I can start posing his arms. Let's do his right arm first. And again, posing is all about masking and moving. So I'm going to do a lasso and go right where I want that arm to pivot. And then if you add Alt to your masking selection, it will isolate mask whatever you have selected. So it will kind of invert the masking. Thing with LEDs, that sounds fun. And then you kind of put the gizmo right in the middle where you want it to bend, and you can just kind of bend it down. And it looks like it's bent back just a little bit. You want to look at it from all sides. Okay, and then I'm going to bend it at the elbow, like right here. And what I'll also do is with my masking, with lasso, the lasso brush has a straight edge to it. So if you start on one side and you come around, see that straight edge on the right-hand side? I use that straight edge all the time to cut through, like to cut a straight line through here. Then I can blur it a little bit, go from this angle, bend it forward, bend it way down. Okay, so looks like his hand is in front of his belly holding that fish tail. So I can make the fish wrap around his belly a little bit, but for the most part, I want his hand to be forward. So I'm going to take this whole section and move it. Well, let's see. It's in the 2D drawing, it's a little broken because his elbow shows being behind his body and then his hand is out in front of his body. So that would make his arm really long, which is kind of difficult to do, but let's see if we can. I don't want to bend it too much. Maybe I made his belly too big and I can bring that belly down. That might be the answer. I made his belly really big. I think that's it. Well, if I rotate it, then it breaks it off away from the concept, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, it's not cheated too bad. I think I just made his belly too big. I'm going to stretch his arm to be a little longer. You can cheat some of it. Okay. And then we will see, I'm using that straight edge to mask off the wrist. Blur it. What's new, Ashley? What's going on? And then we can break that wrist back this way. And then twist it. See, it's forward like this. And bring it up forward. Okay. And I think I want to make his arm looks pretty long there. I can probably bring it out. There's nothing wrong with like re-sculpting things while you're in pose mode. I think a lot of people kind of get stuck and they're like, I don't dare touch it. It's all, I just need to bend it and that's it. Whoops. Well, the universe sculpted my belly too big too. We need a T pose or an A pose. I usually model my characters in an A pose. T pose is really only useful for like specific rigs. Like if the company is really needing a T pose, otherwise an A pose. So I'm going to pull this elbow up and out. And I want to get that curve that's in that arm. And like I said, it's okay to repose things or resculpt things in the pose. And you can reduce, like I can reduce this belly like here in the pose. I don't have to go back. And I probably want to do it that way because I can hide stuff. Like I can hide his chin and these teeth and everything. And then it kind of sucks because I really like this belly, but I'm going to mask this off like this, blur it, and then use the gizmo to bring it in And it looks like I need to be careful with these buttons. There we go. And then see, sometimes you'll just have to resculpt it. Okay, I just want this. There we go. Okay, see how I kind of broke this a little bit, so we can just smooth it out. One thing you don't want to do in pose is you don't want to weld anything. Like you don't want to do a mirror and weld. You don't want to do any modeler brush, anything like extrusion, anything that's going to change the poly count of the mesh. You don't want to do because it will break your T-pose. Okay. So I think I'll just wrap that fish around here and just have him hold it like right there. So let's get his thumb out front, and I can pull this arm or the whole hand up forward a little bit. So again, I can just isolate this, mask off the bit that I want, blur it, pull it out forward. Whoops, it looks like I got the shirt too. So let's isolate that shirt, mask it off. Okay, that still looks believable, I think. Just smooth that down. Okay. Now let's start to bend these fingers as if it's holding a fish tail. And you can use this little trick with the gizmo showing. So my gizmo is showing. You can hold down Control and drag down the length of an appendage of a thing, like a finger. And it will, and the new ZBrush 2024, they demoed an even better way of doing this. So you don't have to do as much masking. So once I get used to that workflow, I'll most likely be showing you that in the future. I don't like demoing stuff I'm not comfortable showing yet. Let me do a sharpen. There we go. Sometimes you can do a blur and then a sharpen, and it'll give you like a half blur. Yeah, those anchor point brushes look very nice. I'm going to solo this just so I can see it. And I can turn on topological and turn it to a range of 3. That way I'm not accidentally moving different fingers. I can just kind of move this around. And when I pose my fingers, I like to have very sharp knuckles. Do this one more time. Bend this even more like that. And then this finger is really wide at the top. So I can flatten this out, like right there. Bring out this knuckle. Flatten this. Just kind of make it skinny. Right there. Smooth it. I lost a little bit of volume in here, so I'll bring that back. Okay, and you can also run a pinch. So pinch along the inside to give it more of a crease. Like that. Not that you'll see it, but sometimes you do. Looks like he's daintily picking up something that stinks. I think about AI for sculpt. Well, I don't use AI for sculpting. I can see myself using it occasionally for some concept art to help me figure stuff out, but yeah, it's not really there with sculpting. I've seen some AI recently that's kind of generates a point cloud of stuff, but it's not really usable. Okay, let's see here. But kind of to me, sometimes AI feels like a shortcut that isn't very useful. Like there's so many companies depending on it changing the whole everything. I just think they're in for a surprise because it's not, you can't art direct it at all. But you can use it for like as a jumping off point. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a super strong opinion about it. Other than we'll see, you know. I don't know. You can turn topological on your smooth brush as well. So if you don't want to smooth the neighboring fingers out, you can just hold down shift and turn on topological. Okay, and then let's get this last one down. Yeah, Maya is not a sculpting tool. ZBrush is a sculpting tool. Maya is a modeling tool. I used Maya for like 15 years. Oh, where did my lasso tool go? I did. Yep, I used Maya for 15 years of my career. I'm old guy. I've been in game development for 25 years. Yeah, I worked on games like Warhawk and Disney Infinity and Advent Rising. Oh my gosh. Is that really a thing? AI influencer. It reminds me of the Hotch Hotcher, the Bee Watch Watcher, the Dr. Seuss book. Okay, now with this thumb, Something like this. Blur it. And I don't often put the gizmo right in the center of the thing that I want to move, like in the middle of the volume of it, unless I'm going to twist it like this. Hey, McBobbles, they do actually. It depends on the company, the product. Like, I know Blizzard used to do lots of profit sharing. I don't know about it anymore, but back in the day they did. Yeah, there's a lot of game companies that has made a lot of people a lot of money with profit sharing. I don't know where his thumb went behind the fish tail. So I'm just going to kind of make it up. I have never, none of the game studios I worked for did profit sharing. I've gotten bonuses if they did well, but as far as the profit sharing goes, I haven't experienced that too much. Have you ever grabbed a fish by the tail? Yes, as a matter of fact. I used it for a few months, then left it for years, started getting back into it. Yeah, it's fun. Maya's great. Cinema 4D is a lot of fun as well. So if you have the Maxon 1 comes with Cinema 4D, and ZBrush and Maxon talk to each other very, very well. You can just push stuff back and forth. I really like the user interface of Cinema. Do you use Redshift render? What is pros and cons compared to the others like Arnold and V-Ray? I have used Redshift, and one thing I like about it is that, again, it's a Maxon product, so there's a lot of benefits because it has. Hold on a second. I gotta turn his hand a little more. Because ZBrush has Redshift materials built right in, and you can render right in the viewport. So that's, you never get the lighting right. Yeah, that's every renderer ever invented. Okay, so I'm gonna twist this arm a little bit more. Yeah, you can just render. You just turn Redshift on as the renderer inside of ZBrush, and then you just do it in here. There's actually a video that Ian from Maxon interviewed me and asked me how I use Redshift in my workflow. So I don't know if Neil, maybe you can send that to me through Discord and I'll post it. If you got a second, please. So then it'll go to YouTube as well. Okay. So I'm going to twist this even more, probably higher up, like right there, and blur it a bunch. Well, let's go like this and then invert it. And then I want to put the gizmo again in the center of the mass of this thing because I'm going to twist it. Twist it, bop it. There we go. Even more. Maybe like this. Can I ask a question? I learned it fast and no, I could be very good. I was born artsy, do you believe? How would you call it? Born with the talent of, I mean, yeah, because I don't believe in talent. I believe in skill. So I think the only time talent ever comes into play is for singers that are born with that voice, right? So talent kind of makes it seem like you're born with some innate power, which I feel like talent is it comes from just a passion for something. And then you learn it. And then you become skilled at it. And then just because it's art, people say you're talented. Like you were born with it. And that's not. Yeah. And some people learn quicker than others. That's a thing. Well, thanks, Neil. I got it. Okay. So here is the link for the video where Ian interviews me about using Redshift in ZBrush. So you can check that out. How excited are you for ZBrush on the iPad next year? I'm very excited. I can't wait to see it in action. That coupled with Cozy Blanket going to make my life much easier. Yeah, I can't wait. I agree with you on that. No one's just good at things. Yeah. Hard to argue. Talent to have a vision to stylize characters. Tools like ZBrush are where the skill comes in. So I know, but when you say like, I mean, again, I've always had an interest in art, right? That's not talent. That's just an interest in it. And I got better at it by practicing. It wasn't just built in, you know. Like I said, I worked, even Mike Tyson, yeah, you said a fighter. I mean, Mike Tyson still had to work his ass off to get to where he was. He just didn't sit around all day and not practice and get better, you know what I mean? Yes, he has built in like a body for it or whatever, but at the same time, if you ever listen to interviews with him, he's one of the most like practiced boxers of his time. Yeah, you know what I mean? But yeah, there's things that I guess I just don't like the word talent, you know, because it makes it seem like there's no skill or practice involved. It's just natural. You just got it that way. That's all. And I know you didn't say that. I know you didn't say that. I'm just kind of clarifying. That's my point of view on it. So yes, I feel like anybody can learn anything if they have the passion for it. That's my hot take. Okay. Yep, got to put in your 10,000 hours. Yeah, I just woke up this way. I'm just awesome. When I wake up in the morning, I'm amazing. Talent enhances hard work and skill. Yeah, yep. That's a better way to put it, Chuck. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, because I mean there are people that they don't have to practice as much because they have kind of the built-in body or ineptitude for whatever it is they're passionate about. I mean, like, for example, like a tall person playing basketball versus a short person, you know? It's like they're kind of attuned to it to be like they have a better setting off point, you know? Right. Yeah, that's exactly. I might have to turn his head a little bit more. Okay, let's get, I don't know, Ashley, are you still around? You've been awfully quiet today if you're still around. I think she just bipped in, said hello, and bounced. Which is totally fine. I do that in her streams all the time. By the way, if you don't know who Ashley is, she's another streamer on this channel that She streams on Wednesdays and she does fantastical beasts. Amazing beasts. Thanks for the word wall, Leonard. I agree. That's a way to say it. Calvin Coolidge, nice. Okay, so oh, that was posted everywhere at ILM. Oh, nice. And Imagineering, nice. They pounded it into your head, huh? That's good. That is good. Okay, again, I'm going to twist this so I want the gizmo in the middle of the mass. I wish there was a button to put it in the middle of the mass at the edge of the faded mask. Because right now, if I hit this go to an unmasked mesh center, it's going to put it in the middle of this hand rather than the middle of this faded section here. So that's what I'm after, because I want to turn his hand up, to be pointing up. And then I'm going to bend his elbow. Bring the whole thing forward. I'll resculpt this. Sometimes I like to put the hand where I want it to be. Yeah, the edge of the like the edge of the blend. See, like right in the middle of my blended mask area. Yeah, the new anchor stuff, it would work for that, actually. Okay, so this is like this, maybe like this. So I sold my printer yet? No, you want it? I was actually thinking about it today. Like, I gotta sell that thing. I have 2 liters of resin too, like the environmentally safe stuff. Water-based, I guess. I have a Saturn II. I think. Yeah, an Elegoo Saturn II that I bought on a good sale from Uncle Jesse, who stops by here every once in a while. Is it stinky? It is stinky. All resin printers, you should, there is a solution for it. My friend Renault put his in weed grow bags. You know those you know, like a big growing bag that you'd put like lights and stuff in. Can't remember what they're called. But you put them in there and they have like fans and filters and all sorts of stuff. Didn't Paul Gabriel demonstrate a new feature for placing the gizmo? Yes, he did. I know he demonstrated orienting, but to the normal, I think it did put it in the center of the mass. I need to check it out. He doesn't need a guitar. Yeah, it's like an indoor greenhouse. Angry, how you doing, man? Elegoo's just released a filter unit, but you can't buy the filters. Well, what good is that? Okay, I gotta put his arm out far enough to hold that big old fish. Big old fish. Leonard, I may or may not be doing this for Jerome. Sometimes he stops by my stream. Oh, he actually has 4 fingers? What? There's 4. I gotta jam another finger in there. Yeah. And I overlooked a whole finger. I'm used to 3-fingered peeps. Okay. Yeah. Do you watch them all? Like always there? So I'm going to kind of put this one out a little bit more and bring these other ones in. Curl them tighter. You can 3D print that with accessories, a fish, guitar. Yeah, everything. Just swap them out. Yeah, if any of you in the US are interested in a Saturn II printer, talk to me. I could cut you a good deal. I bought it because I wanted to teach 3D printing on on a more affordable printer that more people are more likely to have, which is a Saturn. Because I also have Formlabs printers, which are expensive and nobody has them except for companies. What's going on with this edge here? Getting squished. Yep, resin's expensive, and the tubs or whatever they're called, the basins that the resin goes into, those are expensive, especially on a form because you have to replace the whole thing, not just the film. Hey Chris, how you doing, man? I have tried the Anchor brush, yes, and I should be using it right now. I started my stream in 2022 because I'm used to it. I blew it. I wouldn't be surprised if Maxon's like, hey, why aren't you using the latest ZBrush to show off the things? Which I totally should be. It's a much better way to go about this. Much better way. Fair's probably watching going, why aren't you doing the thing? Yes, I apologize. Maxon peeps. It's a much better way to do it. I'll add a 4th finger here in a minute. What's a long time to be streaming? What did I miss? From 22 to 24, is that what you're saying? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I should probably save this for next. I'm almost done. I'll make the fish soon, but yeah. Oh, I started this stream. Oh, yeah. In ZBrush 2022, I should clarify. Back in 2022. Been streaming forever. Sometimes I don't know what I'm going to be sculpting until like 5 minutes before I go live. And that was today. I'm like, oh, I should finish the fisherman guy. Fisherman. What? It's not that old. I'm going to put this arm in a different poly group. You can, when you're posing, you can change up the poly groups. That's a thing. And that's okay to do. It just helps with masking. I'm going to turn this inwards, downwards. Kick it up like this. I think that'll work. We have to stretch his thumb out a little bit. Have you ever tried to model everything that exists as we know it? Everything. I've sculpted everything. saying when you're printing and you're getting high. You sculpted everything, man. What if you sculpted the world? That sounds like something you'd say when you're high. Wayne's World, a little bit. Oh gosh, I gotta stretch. Oh, okay. Let's block out that fish. So I'm gonna go back to the high resolution. This is the fun part. Watch him go back to high res. With those polygroups on. Looks like he could be holding a shotgun. He's like, ch-ch. Okay, now we save this as posed 01. Like you must have thought about the universe and self. Have you ever tried to sculpt them? Like I don't understand. Sorry. I've never tried to sculpt the universe. Like the planets and stuff. I'm sure it's not coming across in context because there's no... Sometimes in text you can't understand what... If people are being sarcastic or whatever. Okay. I'm not saying you're trying to be sarcastic. So let's block, oops. So once you have subdivision levels, you're kind of locked out of insert multi-meshes. So I'm going to append a star like this. And then with the gizmo showing, I'm going to click on this appendage. And it should replace, oh, I gotta select the star. Okay, with the star selected and the gizmo showing, select appendage and it will swap it out. It's really small, but it's there. So rather than doing an insert, it's just a replace at that point. No, not the plants. Will, you're like, no, you don't understand. It's not what I'm saying. Sorry. Sorry, I don't get it. I'm a dummy. Wrap that fish tail around. It's like a giant cucumber or a zucchini. I'm gonna make it kind of hang down like this. And I'll probably move the thumb because he's got to have those fish lips. Fish lips. Get that belly down like this. Look at this cucumber I caught. How do you get the shape to be just right? And how do you get the right planes for the shape when it's a shape you've never done? I mean, I just move it around with my move brush and just pull it into the shape that I need it to be. Just using this as reference. I'm just looking at that and I'm trying to get it there. So, I mean, I don't mean to be a jerk, but the jerk answer is I just sculpt it into that shape. Just like, it's kind of like if it was clay, how would you make it out of clay? A vegan fisherman drops his line in the garden. Okay, but see how this geometry is starting to stretch? That's when I know I need to remesh it. Yeah, these are the only brushes you need right here. You notice I don't pull up the brush menu very much. Yeah, there's a gigantic menu full of brushes, and there's even more underneath the brushes tab right here under Lightbox. There's a whole bunch more. You can get overwhelmed with brushes very easily. Okay, so I'm going to ZRemesh this. I'm going to try and use the same poly count. Just see what it gives me. There you go. See, it has a better distribution now of polygons. Hey, Julie, how are you doing? Yep, the fish. The fish. I want to make it like not so, because fish are not typically round, they're flat. So I'm going to make it have a flatter body. Smooth it a little bit. Fish. It kind of helps to follow an edge loop too, so it doesn't get twisted like it's doing now. That's true. If you get the XMD toolbox, that's like crazy amount of brushes. Yep, Will, that's what we were saying. It's a cucumber. A pickle. I got a pickle. I got a pickle. Make his back straight. And then the belly down even more. Something like that. I love how he's looking up at him like, what you gonna do now? Now that you've caught me. Okay. I think I'm just going to go ahead and, well, I'll make him have, I'm just going to add real subdivision levels maybe. Yeah, well, he's got dynamic. We'll leave it like that. I just wanted to start coloring it up so it doesn't look so much like a pickle. Young, yep, that's why I do this stuff for. It's like how do I get out of stuff? Let's see. So that fin across the back. Thanks, Oliver. I try. So that fin, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to insert I don't have a plane. I just have cubes. So let's insert a cube. And then stretch it out. Kind of push it down into the fish. Orient it so it's kind of going down the length of the back. Like this. I'm just trying to give myself a temporary shape that I can draw the fin on. So that's my secret, is to use temporary shapes. And no, it's not bending. I should probably bend it. So let's split it off into its own group really quick. Split unmasked points, arrow down. And then let's turn off creases. Uncrease all. And then use the Z modeler brush to, I'm going to insert multiple edge loops. Do a couple, maybe like that many. And then look at it from the top. Use move in infinite, which will grab both the points on the top and the bottom and move them together. And then just kind of bend it a little bit. Honestly, I could actually use this as the fin topology if I wanted to. Or I could just draw something else on top. I think I'm going to draw it because I want it smooth. So talk about pickle. Okay, it's a pickle on a pickle. So I'm going to do group by normals, which will put the normals on anything past 45 degrees. Okay. And then I'm going to say crease polygroups. It's going to crease everything. Then if I turn on dynamic, it's going to kind of turn it like this. And I'm going to, I want to actually apply this. So now it has one subdivision level, so it has even more geometry, but it's nice and round. And then I can delete lower, because if it has subdivision levels, I can't use the topology brush. Okay, so now that I have the shape, I can take my topology brush and draw a nice sweeping curve like this. See this curve, this top, I'm making this top fin. It goes from thin to thick to thin again. Okay, and now I can draw a bottom line on here like this. And then I just connect them. That, that. And the only part that matters when I'm doing this topology brush is that little green dot. Those two little green dots. That's all I care about. Like that. And I can clear them off. And there's my top fin. So now I'm going to change my draw size to 1. Click on the surface. And it makes a single-sided surface fin. Now I can do split unmasked points. Arrow down. And here's my fin. This is my new fin. Welcome to the world, new fin. And then I can delete my temporary shape because I'm done with it. See you later. Or, even better, I can use it again to do these fins down here. So maybe I'll just do that. We'll hide it. Work smarter, not harder. Okay, now that I have this fin, I can just go through and adjust it with the move brush. Kind of sink it down into his body. And I can add thickness. Turn on dynamics. And add some thickness like this. I want to uncrease it. And then turn off post sub div. And now it's a nice, smooth, thick piece. Yeah, it takes a couple times before I kind of went through that pretty quick. But basically, you use a temporary object. Okay, let's fill this to draw a topology onto. There you go. There's a fish with a fin on its back. I don't like how it looks from the front, from the top view anyway. It doesn't look like a fish because it doesn't have an apex going down its back. It looks like the apex is over here. So I'm going to pull pull this down and then pull the crown of the head up so it looks more fishy. Fish. Okay. I'm going to show you guys something fun. So I have this fish, and I'm gonna make him have a. I'm gonna make his mouth. And let's see. I hid. Is the fin? Yeah, the fin's in a different. Okay, good. So this is ZRemesh, but basically what I want to do is I'm gonna apply the dynamic so it's higher resolution. And then I'm going to mask out where his mouth would be. Let's go, let's do mask pen so I can actually draw it on there. Go down this side. Go down this side. There's his mouth. Okay, Control W to put it in its own polygroup. And then I want to try and ZRemesh this and see if it'll give me a good edge loop around there. I don't know if it will or not, but we're going to try it. Keep groups. Yeah, I want smooth groups really high, and then I'm going to keep it the same. Let's just try it. Never know what you're going to get with this. Hey, not bad. Look at that. We can smooth it out, clean it up a little bit. Okay, so here's the secret. Well, let me do it one more time. I think this can be better. Same, ZRemesh, go. Yeah, I think that's better. That's better. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to make some fish lips. He doesn't necessarily need a mouth interior. He just needs those lips. So basically what I wanted to do is give myself a polygroup that I could run a curve along. Okay. So now I have this polygroup, and underneath stroke settings, there's curves, and there's curve functions and curve modifiers. Well, this is a curve function. And what this is you can frame a mesh either on its open borders or its polygroups or its creased edges. Okay, and since I only have polygroups, I don't have to turn these other ones off. I can just hit frame mesh, and it's going to put a curve in between those two polygroups. See that? Now, this is a brush I don't have on my interface. I can choose this curve multi-tube right here, or curve tubes. I'm not sure exactly which one is better for this. We're going to try it. We'll try curve tubes first. We'll click on that brush, and it won't do anything until you actually click on the curve, and the brush size determines how big the tube is going to be. Okay, so I'm going to click on that curve. Boom, fish lips. They're quite large. So I'm going to undo that, make my brush smaller, click on it again. Boom, fish lips. See that? Yep, fishlips.com. Okay, so now I'm going to click on the surface to get rid of that curve. Muddy mud skipper. And now I have these lips. I can now adjust them by masking off just the lips and using my move brush. Let's use the move infinite, turn on topological. And then I want to give him that big underbite. You know what? Let's isolate these lips because I want to give them polygroups upper and lower, so it's much easier to manage. And how you can do different polygroups is you do select lasso, hold Control Shift and hold on an edge and click it. It will hide that edge. So I'll do that on the other side. Hide that edge. And like I said, with auto groups, it will put whatever's isolated islands in its own group. So we can hit auto groups. See, now we have an upper and a lower. We also have this ring, this band back here, which is fine. I can either add it to one of the groups or not. If I wanted to, I just go like this. Okay. If you hold down Control plus Shift and you click on a shared vertice between two groups, it will isolate both of those groups. Then you hit Control W, put both of them in the same group, and there we go. And now we can just isolate like the bottom, blend the mask. Let's see, blend it, blur it. Sticking out like this, invert, well. So I thought I had lasso masking on. Let's try that again with lasso. I just want to mask off these back corners. Not that you're going to see the one in the back, but and basically use a big old brush and just shorten these lips so they're smaller and tucked in there more. So he's got that big old big old underbite. Okay, and then what we can do is, see, now it's got this big ring. We can just mask this off. And mask this, isolate this. Okay, let's do maybe like that. And then bring that bottom lip up to match it. Like that. Is good. Shelf mouth. And then I can color these lips pink. Oh gosh. Every time you remesh, ZRemesh, it gets rid of the color. So let's fill it with this color, and then we can isolate mask the body. And again, grab this green pickle color, fill it. Now we got a green fish with red lips. It's getting there. I'm not quite there. It's 2 o'clock my time, which is the time I end my stream. Smooth that out a little bit more. And turn on dynamic. Give him those big yellow eyes and some fins. You can kind of see where this is headed. And I have to turn his head down, and like the guy's head down in his eyeballs to make him look at the fish. So the fish is looking up at him. It's a whole story. Yeah. Good times. All right, everybody. You guys got awfully quiet all of a sudden. Okay, but once again, I just wanted to say I'm doing a Black Friday sale on my course. It's going all week long. I'm doing a long Black Friday, $200 off my course. It's the lowest it's been for a long time. And if you want in, now's a great time. Join over 2,000 other students in my course. I've been running it for the last 6 years. That's what I do full time. I'm a teacher full time, so that's what I do. And if you like my way of teaching and you want to learn how to do this stuff for reals, feel free to join 3dcharacterworkshop.com and just go to the course information section, and you'll see that it's on sale right now. And also I give away this user interface and these brushes for free, where it says free brushes on my website. You can just go get them right there. And it also works with 2024. You just have to put it in the right location, the new location. So anyway, yeah, it's discounted for now, and it's going to go back up to regular price on Monday. So get it while it's hot. So that's fine, Will. You know, that's what I do this stuff for. So you can come hang out and learn. No problem. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we will see you all next Monday. Have a great, if you're from the US, have a great Thanksgiving. All right. If not, just have a great week, and we'll see you on Monday. All right. Take care, everybody. We'll see ya. Have a good one. Bye.